إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحم إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد. Many times in the beginning of a khutbah, this is repeated. This is the way that the Prophet ﷺ would address the sermons and the messages. And sometimes we kind of just run through a translation of it and don't really ponder upon its deep, profound meanings because it's coming from the Prophet ﷺ and he's transmitting parts of the Quran to you specifically. And with inside of this address is enough for any dimension of your life, for any part of your life, period. It is enough to rectify you from whatever state you may be in your life, if you pay heed to what is actually said. The first part is truly all praise is due to Allah. Inna alhamdulillah, nahmaduhu, and we praise Him. The beautiful thing about our praise, no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't need our praise. He's not a God that likes to dominion over everything in a very tyrannical way. It's not like we praise Him out of complete fear that we're just going to be wiped out at any moment. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's praise is something profound. It's the realities around us. One of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Ar-Rahman, the one who is universally merciful to everybody. Whether they be Muslim, non-Muslims, obedient, disobedient. This overwhelming mercy just floods into the world and you can see it. Some of the things that the Prophet ﷺ mentions to us is about the manifestation of Allah's mercy being within the world, that you can see it. You can see it within the animals. When the calf is having its baby and it comes to suckle the nipples and it lifts up its foot so it doesn't harm the calf. How much do we see the beautiful, because Rahman comes from the root word, the same root word for womb. How much mercy do we see manifest from women? How much does it tell us about our Lord? When a woman, one of the most profound things is when she gives birth, that she has this undying love for the child. This undying love. This want to cater at every single moment. This want to feed, to nourish, to clothe, to educate, to upbring. This is our Lord showing us something about Himself. So truly all praise is due to Allah. One of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Hadi. We see all throughout our world, even it's on your phone, how it guides you on a GPS to the destination that you need to go to. You can see Sheikh Google now and get all types of things. But this is just a manifestation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's names and attributes in our lives. This is what Allah is showing us. If you think that on your own that you're computing things and you're putting things together and you came up with the answer, you're far away from it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you that idea. At the reality of things, He gave you that job. He gave you those abilities. If you're an engineer or a doctor and you're putting things together in a proper way, He gave you that ability. Yes, you struggle. He tells us to struggle. But at the end of the day, He is at the journey. He is the one who gathers all this together for you and puts it there and puts a life for you. So truly all praise is due to Allah. All praise is due to Allah. And it manifests all around us. And it's beautiful. And the one thing that I really want to hone in on is, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we see all these beautiful things in our world. How much do you think is within inside of you? How much do you think is within inside of you? The Prophet ﷺ said the most precious thing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the believer's heart. How much do you think is within inside of us and how much we can do as a whole? So truly all praise is due to Allah. We seek His assistance. So the Prophet ﷺ's way is our assistance. It is the thing that brings out the best potential within us. It is the thing that puts our community together and we utilize all the different strengths and weaknesses and become one solid whole. Through the Quran and through the Sunnah, that's how we are elevated. Through the way of the Prophet ﷺ, that's how all different types of communities come together and make profound footprints in this earth and legacy for the next generations to come forward. Not to mention the spiritual awakenings that happen, the beautiful experiences through that. One of the things that we've gotten away from, especially in our community as a whole, is spirituality. That is a key component of the human being. A key component that has to come out. It has to come out for things to really flourish. And that comes through the dhikr of Allah and many other things. But we seek His assistance and we seek His forgiveness. One of the beautiful things about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is He forgiving, right? He is Al-Ghafur, Al-Ghafar, and Al-Ghafir. There's many different words that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses for forgiveness. But one of the beautiful things is that at any single moment, your life can completely change around just by going and approaching Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a completely dropped ego and saying, Ya Allah, I have made some mistakes in this world. Ya Allah, there has been some times where I've done stuff wrong, and we know that. It sits in our heart. And He completely erases it and allows it to actually be a strength for you. That's a very interesting thing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about this in the Quran. How, don't despair my ibad, don't despair my servants. That it may be that Allah may change your bad deeds into good deeds. The tafsir, the explanation of this is pretty profound, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quick to forgive. But sometimes you live with that, that situation that happened. But if you allow it to become an energy for change and development and stopping that same thing that you maybe did at one time, Allah completely erases that, and then you become the one who sits right within the world, and all this good deeds come from that, and all the different benefits from that. So we seek His forgiveness. It's here within every moment. It's also a covering and a protection in our lives, for our intellect, for our hearts, for our bodies. One of the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continuously tells us through different prophets in the Quran, such as Nuh, and He tells His people to seek forgiveness, and Allah will basically increase you in the land. He will give you rivers. He will give you increase in wealth. He will give you increase in lineage. And also too, the explanation in the Quran is said about the rivers, that this is also to a material thing, but also to a spiritual thing. Spiritual flows, different things, different awakenings, different understandings. I was at a university not too long ago, and there was this beautiful sister who was doing her master's thesis on dhikrullah, the remembrance of Allah and its effects. Now the interesting thing is that they did this study, and inside of the study they just basically did a dhikr of Allah and put it on this water so it vibrated and made these different patterns. And so it made all these beautiful, profound patterns. The same patterns you can find all in the Ottoman masjids. How did they see this? This is the spirituality of things. This is a little subtle, beautiful gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives people through remembering Him. How beautiful they built their masjids. You can't even build masjids like that anymore. How beautiful, spiritual perfection, working towards spiritual perfection and how it affects the world. Also to their cultivation. One of the things that they noticed, Time magazine wrote about this about 5 years ago, is that they noticed that we have bigger apples, we have bigger produce, but it has 4 times less nutrients in it. 4 times less. I can imagine even before that, and I can tell you many stories about how they noticed how big the produce was. But we seek Allah's forgiveness. We seek Allah's forgiveness, and we believe in Him, this iman. We have this trust. One of the things about our faith in general, our faith puts us in a place of certitude. It makes the world make sense for us. All the tragic things that are happening sometimes, all these have a wisdom behind it. Through our faith, through our understanding of our belief, it settles things for us. We understand that this is only a temporary thing, and that Allah will bring justice and beauty to everything. It's only a temporary thing. It's only a temporary moment for us to really realize something profound. And so we put our trust and our dependency upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whoever Allah decides to guide, no one can lead them astray. And whoever Allah decides to allow to go down the path of misguidance, they can't come back. One of the things that that statement in and of itself tells you is that there is an overwhelming power above you, and that is Allah. And if He decides to do something, there's no say-so, you have no alternative, you have no nothing. It all lies with Allah. It's not to say that Allah just wants to misguide people, but if they want to enter that path, and they come to that decision, and He'll call them continuously in their lives back, then they can go. And that's their business, and that's with them and their Lord. And we are witnessing, just in this present moment, so take a look at what the Prophet ﷺ is saying to the people. And we are witnessing that there is no deity worthy of worship, no other deity in all reality except Allah, the one with no partner. And we are witnessing that Muhammad ﷺ is His servant and His messenger. And peace be upon him, peace be upon his followers, and you, my dear brothers and sisters. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, "O you who believe, O you who have attained faith, O you who remember," Iman is a beautiful word. It comes from trust. And this trust has been given to us before we descended into our body, before our soul was put into our bodies. This trust was already given to us before we started working here in this world. That we would remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet ﷺ said, every human being is born on this natural inclination towards truth. Fitrah. Every human being has it within them. It's a natural inclination. You see this manifest in different ways. People, especially when they get to the end parts of their life, are really trying to understand truth really deeply. What does my life mean? What is my purpose? Even the young, the youth. What am I supposed to do? What is going on around me? This is all the fitrah. So when we believe, we keep that intact in our lives. So all you who have attained faith, be conscious of Allah, which is the real reality of things, of the do right. And do not leave this world, do not die, except in the state of Islam. Islam for us is peace, but it's also too having a safe and sound and secure heart, free of blemish, free of disturbances, to really be sound and to really be in a great position with our Lord, to be in alignment with Allah. This ayah right here, when the Prophet ﷺ is reciting this, is giving one of the things that it's giving you is a direction. It's giving you a direction, a complete direction in your life. It's centering your intention. Where are you going? Understand this. This is also told by the other prophets in the Quran. Then the Prophet ﷺ would recite, "O humanity." Now, insan is a very interesting word, or nas, but a person who is a true human being is the one who puts all these components together. The spiritual and the material, the intellectual and the spiritual. All the components of mind, body, and soul, as they would say, that puts it all together and leads to this element of perfection. So, all humanity, and that's how Allah created all of us to be like that. And some of us, we deviate, and obviously we go into very animalistic nature, sometimes devilish nature, different things. But all humanity, be conscious of your Rabb, of your Lord, Rabb. Some of the ways it's translated is enough. Of Lord, sustainer, nourisher, cherisher, completer, perfecter in every single moment. Be conscious of your Rabb who created you from a single self. And then created that, then from that created its mate. And then from them two, many men and women. And be conscious of your Lord who gave you the mutual rights between each other. Now when mutual rights are actually held to, there's something phenomenal. They make what they say life worth living. When you can trust somebody, when you can count on somebody, when you can be honest with somebody, when somebody's patient with you in certain situations, when you get a loan, such as which doesn't go on now, and it's free of riba, and the kid can go to school, and he doesn't have to worry about being overboggled in 5 years out of his life that he's got to worry about paying back this loan. And it's boggling him down, it gets him even so stressed out. When the real rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are held, the earth's cultivated in a beautiful way. The produce is actually satisfying. It's not something that's actually harming and causing cancer. The mutual rights between each other. And also to kith and kin. Holding to arham, the womb. What comes out of the womb. Beautiful families. Keeping them intact. Having a lineage that you could be proud about. caring for everybody. It makes a huge, beautiful community. One of the things about communities, and especially holding a family, it makes everybody's life less stressful, less work. And Allah is a present watcher over you at every single moment. And then the Prophet ﷺ would end with this ayah, sometimes. Oh, you who believe, be conscious of Allah. So always taqwa is the key. Be conscious of Allah and speak a word that is directly and straight to the point. In line with reality, sadina. It's straight and direct in line. And through that, He'll rectify your actions. Take a look at the ayah. Through being truthful, things will facilitate within your life. Just from truth. Some of the things that Sayyidina Ali mentioned is about truth. That when somebody sits in the realm of being truthful, that one of the things that he noticed that would happen is that people would come and actually stick up for you when they're talking bad about you. Other people will come. They'll praise you when you're not around. And you'll find assistance and you'll find facilitation of your affairs in that. Just from keeping in the realm of truth. That basically what happens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helps you with the creation. Supports you. And we see this all through the life. Even people who are non-Muslim, you see how this happens. You see some great figures who stuck in the line of truth, of justice. So, speak a word that is directly and straight to the point, and He'll guide your affairs, and He'll forgive you of your misgivings. Many times within our lives, we don't even know how many slips we make, how many mistakes we make, how many times we get into problems, and Allah, how many times has He covered it? How many times if that action went forward even farther, it would become very problematic. Maybe completely ruined your family, ruined your life, maybe taken your life. So look what the Prophet ﷺ is giving to us from the Quran in the khutbah. When the khatib gets up, when any imam gets up, even if he speaks to it, look at what's coming forward. Look what's coming forward. And whoever has obeyed Allah and His Messenger truly has achieved the greatest success. That you're in that moment here now. That you're here now. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put you here now. You know, they say about the circles of remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that become gardens. That in this moment here, look at what's happening. The angels come in. They hear the alarm. They come in, and they bring all these beautiful blessings. They fold up their scrolls and they're listening to the khutbah. All these profound things start happening. You start to calm down a little bit. Some of us are even really tired, right? We worked all day. You maybe nod off a little bit because it's nice and peaceful and tranquil here. All the collectiveness that's coming together. One thing that's happening on a physical level that is very phenomenal is that we're all sitting here and our hearts start to beat on one accord. This happens, especially when you get behind an imam and he's reciting the Quran. These beautiful, subtle realities start to set in. And sometimes during the course of our time, especially when we're going into Ramadan, we need to awaken ourselves back to this. We're in the month of Sha'ban, and the Prophet ﷺ was known during this time to fast even more, or sometimes they would know that he almost fasted a whole month. And he would pull himself in during this time, getting himself more prepared to plunge into the beauty of Ramadan, to draw himself even closer, to kind of restrain himself from some of the, materialistic things. That's one of the things about fasting that is really phenomenal, is that we find this, within this hunger, we find this spiritual nourishment. We find something deeper within inside of us that lies within us. And I just want to mention one quick story that I think can sum up the process in which we should approach Ramadan. It's about a Sahaba that's not really well known. It's a companion of the Prophet, ﷺ, that's not really well known. But it's a really profound story. When I first heard it in my life, it changed my life at that point. It really was a profound change. And I heard it after the Fajr prayer at Khafira one time, but it really just blew me away. Because when you sit down and start to analyze the life, if you remember after I say it, please do, you'll see all these beautiful, profound movements within this man's life that really led to something even more profound than himself. And sometimes we don't notice how much of effect we have on the world, how much effect we have on other people, how much our actions really do matter to the world as a whole. Especially as Muslims, we are the ones, we're the only ones who will change the world properly. That is just the reality of things. So his name was, at the time, Abdullah Adi, and he was a young man. He was about 16 years old. And he had it all, as they would say. His father died when he was young, but his uncle kept him in good situation. Kept him with money, kept him with clothes. He was a good trader. But he lived on the mountainside between Mecca and Medina. If you guys have ever done Umrah or anything, you know that travel, those mountainy areas, those rocky areas. So he lived in the middle. And one of the things that they know, especially about youth, when you keep youth, and this is a good thing for the parents here, when you keep youth in natural settings, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made these ayats natural, they have a good balance. They have a good way of seeing things. When you get them all into like the computers and all that other type of stuff that's unnatural, all into a lot of the city life all the time, it kind of throws them off. So much going on around. So bringing them to the parks and these natural places puts them in a balance, and puts them, into a tranquil state. You'll see that within yourself if you go and like to do hikes. So anyways, he lives in the mountainside. And he sees the companions going back and forth sometimes. And they're going between Mecca and Medina, and they're going to these outsides, and they're going back and forth trading. And this is before they actually made hijrah to Medina. And so he heard about Islam, and he knew it was true. And he accepted it. But his uncle was such a stark enemy of it, he didn't tell him right away. So for about 3 years, he worked with the process, and he would go meet some of the companions. He would go learn from them. He would go write down things. And then he would go back up into the mountain. And then finally, he couldn't meet the companions anymore because it was commanded by Allah for them to make hijrah to Medina. And so he makes the decision. He comes to this critical decision. Okay, do I stay here in this welcome and comfort and in this nice little safe place in my life, or what do I do? I make the chance. Do I take the chance and move? So he goes and tells his uncle. He says, "Listen, I want to go learn from Muhammad, and I'm leaving. I accept Islam, and will you help me, or will you allow me to?" And his uncle gets so infuriated, he takes everything from him. Takes every single thing from him. So now he goes from this huge life of luxury down to nothing. He even strips him to naked. And he just finds this piece of cloth, and he rips it in half, and he ties it around himself one way, ties it around himself the other way, on the top, like this. And so he walks to Medina. He gets there for Fajr time. I don't know how many days it took, but he walks to Medina. And after the Prophet ﷺ is finishing making the Fajr prayer, he turns around and looks to his companions. And he sees that there's a new face. And he said, "What is your name?" And he said, "My name is Abdul Adi." He said, No, your name is not Abdul Adi. It's Abdullah Dhul Bajadain. Servant of the two clothes. Servant and possessor of the two clothes. Servant of the law and possessor of the two clothes. And so he takes him in like a son. He has him with Ahl Suf, he has him with the people that stayed around the Prophet's mosque, just learning, making dua. He becomes a moral support within the community. And he starts to spiritually progress. He spiritually progresses so much that he would cry out to Allah, and the other companions would know it. And they actually went to the Prophet and said, "Is this normal?" He said he cries out to his Lord like Ibrahim, seeking forgiveness. Phenomenal. So he changes, and as he's going, he's developing, and he's changing, and he's changing, and he's changing. And these things are going on, and they're having the different battles, and all these things are happening in his life. And the people are noticing this young man developing. Now he's about 22. And finally he goes to a battle called Tabuk. And he goes to the Prophet Islam. And he knows now his life, he says, and think about this, we have to come to this reality. Is our life for Allah and His Messenger? Is it really? Are we living that? Are we actually really living that? Are we living there for ourselves? Because he comes to this reality. He comes to this reality. He comes to this reality. And he says, "Ya Rasulullah, please make dua that I'm finished off in Tabuk, that I die as a martyr." And he goes, "No." He said, "There's different ways that people die as people who sacrifice themselves for Allah." He said, some people do it, as scholars, some people do it going on the road to, certain things of knowledge, and he tells them about these different things. And then so finally, Ibn Masud, who relates the hadith, gets up, and he goes out in the middle of the night in the campsite, and he sees this fire going on. He sees Abu Bakr Siddiq and Umar radiallahu anhu. And he sees the Prophet ﷺ inside of a grave digging it out. And he looks at Ibn Masud and says, "Do you know who this is? This is your brother, Abdullah Dhul Bajadain. He died last night of a sickness." So he gets his wish, he dies as a martyr. A sickness is martyr. And the Prophet ﷺ is in the grave, digging out the grave. And he's saying in the grave, Ya Allah, I was pleased with him, be pleased with him, please. I was pleased with him, Ya Allah, be pleased with him, please. I was pleased with him, Ya Allah, be pleased with him, please. Now take a look at the effect of who's standing on the outside of the grave. You have Abu Bakr Siddiq. There's nothing questioned about who that man was. You have Umar radiallahu anhu. It's known for him to build 12,000 masajids in his time, in his reign. And not even to mention what he did for justice. Even Gandhi mentions after Muhammad, he's the best of all rulers. That's what Gandhi says. And then Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, Abu Hanifa radiallahu anhu is one of the great imams. His whole madhab is based off of many of his hadith. The profound change that people make, and they embody that energy. They embody that reality watching them. And Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, before he leaves, says, there is no other place I'd rather been than in that grave. Knowing the reality of life. وَمَا تُقَدِّمُوا لِأَنفُسِكُم مِّنْ خَيْرٍ تَجِدُوهُ عِندَ اللَّهِ هُوَ خَيْرٌ وَأَعْظَمُ أَجْرًا وَاسْتَغْفِرُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَّحِيمٌ. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين وصلوات والسلام على محمد أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Truly, by the time man is in a state of loss, except those who believe and do righteous good deeds, and those who counsel each other the truth and counsel each other the patience. Before the closing dua, there is a couple of people who passed away within the community, and passed away in Sri Lanka. Beloved mother, Sister Shafa Sharman Jaha, a prominent community member of California. Brother Farouk Athari, attorney at law, passed away in Sri Lanka. The family requests the du'as and the prayers for the repose of the souls. May Allah in His infinite mercy forgive their sins, protect them from the torments of the grave and the hellfire, provide them shelter eternally in the garden of bliss and Jannatul Firdaus, and to be amongst the righteous. Inshallah ta'ala, ameen. So just remember, brothers and sisters, taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, consciousness of Allah in your own life. See the beauty of Allah within your life completely. اللهم إنا نسألك من خير ما سألك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم ونعوذ بك من شر ما سعاك منه نبيك محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وأنت المستعان عليك ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات ومحسنين ومحسنات وأحياء وأموات. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. والحمد لله رب العالمين. نصر من الله وفتح كريم وبشر المؤمنين. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير. نعم المولى ونعم النصير. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. أقيموا الصلاة.